Happy Sunday to you. It is January 28th. This is the first time I've been on my bike in 21 days. Since January 7th, we have had crummy, cold, wet weather. Sub-Saharan, or whatever they called it. Not Sub-Saharan, that's the... I don't know. It's been cold. I think we got down to like 1 degree at one point. Maybe -2, I can't remember, but it's been cold. It's been wet. Today it's 59 degrees, and I was aching for a ride, so I'm going to some place I've never been before. It's down by Lawton, Oklahoma, near the Wichita Mountains. It's actually in Mears, Oklahoma is the township that it's in, and the place is called Mears Restaurant and Store, I think. Anyway, little burger joint. Been by it several times. Never stopped because it's always been busier than shit. Of course, this road's been on the channel before, because any road worth riding in Oklahoma has been on the channel before. Maybe not necessarily true. There might be some nice roads out there that don't really have a destination at the end of them, but I like destinations. We're on Highway 152 between Coger and Binger. We're going to be turning south on 281 here in a little bit, going down through Gracemont and Anadarko. I've already been on the road for about 45 minutes or so, but this has been the only thing worth recording. It's all been really straight roads, and one jackass in a Mustang that tried to run me over, but he did it so quick I didn't get the camera turned on, so whatever. Alright, we just came out of Anadarko. Got about 40 minutes before we're there. We meaning me and you that's watching. Anadarko is a pretty cute, I guess you could say, little town. There's several little hole-in-the-wall restaurants there, but they all shut down on the weekend. And all you've got is the chain restaurants like Taco Mayo and Pizza Hut, McDonald's, Wendy's, all that crap. I stopped in to Anadarko with my aunt, my wife's aunt, and my wife and my wife's cousin, about 3 weeks ago now, I reckon. At a place called Joe's Burgers, and it was really damn good, but they closed down on the weekends. Be a great motorcycle destination, but they closed down on the weekends. And who the heck wants to motorcycle on a weekday? All of us, but we gotta work. Stupid. I'm not exactly sure. Oak Ridge West Camp, some kind of kids camp, I reckon we're going through. Been through here before too. Actually, I think in the last video I said I thought I went through Chickasha on the way to pick up the ham radio rover that was broadcasting from the top of Mount Scott, and I think this is actually the exact route that I went, because I kind of remember, yeah, I stopped right up here to change batteries in my GoPro, and that's when I forgot to plug my microphone back in. But luckily I was recording on the ham radio when I made contact with them. I've been scanning every 2-meter ham radio repeater in Oklahoma since I've been riding, and I haven't heard but a peep out of any of them. And this radio scans pretty quick. It scans so quick that they don't actually tell you what channels you're scanning in your memory. So it'd just be a blur if they did. But I would venture to say that it scans quick enough that even if a repeater was doing a quick Morse code ID in the list of 200 some odd repeaters that got in here, it would probably catch it. And and I haven't heard a thing. Right about here, I think, is where I made contact with the guy on the mountain. Then I turned around and went home. Actually, I turned around and went to El Reno, Oklahoma, and got a Bungenberger. Then I went home. Welcome to Apache. Cyril. There is a repeater there in Cyril that I can hear from my house in Bethany. I don't know that I've ever been able to reach it or not, but I can hear it. For those of you that aren't ham radio operators or don't know anything about it, 2 meters is the... I'm not going to get into it, you don't care. A repeater picks up your signal that you're sending out on one frequency and rebroadcasts it on another frequency, sometimes at more power, depending on what power you're transmitting. On this radio, 5 watts, so definitely more power. And the antenna is also considerably higher off the ground. So you can take a 5-watt signal, turn it into 50 watts, and depending on how high the antenna is, broadcast up to like 90 miles sometimes. So when I say I've been scanning all the 2-meter repeaters in Oklahoma on this ride, that's what a repeater is. I don't remember if I've ever been through Apache or not, but it's a pretty cute little town too. Of course, it looks like Sonic's the only restaurant open on the main drag, at least. Depending on how long the restaurant takes, how crowded it is, I might try to go up Mount Scott. And if I do that, I'm definitely going to see if I can hit some repeaters in the Oklahoma City area while I'm up there. That would be a pretty fine accomplishment with a 5-watt radio on a short antenna. A fine accomplishment for a radio nerd, that is. While there are radio nerds bigger than I am still amongst them. Well, I'm on Mears Porter Hill Road, so I assume I'm about on the last leg. It says I got a turn in 9.9 miles. I don't know if that's turn on another road or turn into the parking lot. I've seen a whopping 4 other motorcycles on the road, all going the opposite direction. And I just saw 2 at a bait shop back there at the beginning of this road, but they were parked. So I doubt they're on their way here. So I'm hoping it'll be a quick in and out, and I'll have time to go up the mountain. I need to check the possible routes home. I'd prefer not just hop on the turnpike and haul ass, but if that's what I got to do to beat the sun down, I don't like riding when the sun's down anymore, then that's what I'll do. But like I said, we'll sit down at the restaurant, order up some food, and decide once we've got an idea of the time the sun goes down and whatnot. This is actually a little pleasant little road here too. Nicer than almost any road in Oklahoma City, I'll give it that. And not just because it's curvy, because every freaking road in Oklahoma City's got holes all over it. But at least we're using tax money to pay for a new basketball stadium. Raw, Oklahoma. Coming up on the last half mile here. I think that one is Mount Scott. Mount Scott. So we're close enough to it that I'm probably going to go ahead and go up there. Longhorn Cafe ahead on the right. There's Mears Store and Restaurant. Smells like burgers. I don't know if this is parking or not, but I'm gonna make it parking. Well, that was far better than I expected after walking in the door. It took about 5 minutes for anybody to even acknowledge I was there, and they weren't all that busy. Considering how I've seen them before, they weren't busy at all. And after somebody finally acknowledged I was there, she was kind of cranky about it. And it took about another 7 minutes to get seated. They were out of sweet tea, but they had tea. And they were brewing some fresh tea, but they didn't have any fresh brewed sweet tea. But they had sugar on every table. So that was weird. Whatever. And I ordered a burger called the Seismic Burger, which was 16 ounces of beef, supposedly. Could have very well been. It was a lot of beef. Lettuce, onion, tomato, but I said no tomato. Pickles, jalapenos, bacon, cheese, and sweet relish and mustard. I've never had sweet relish on a burger before. Damn near 40 years old, and that's the first time I've had sweet relish on a burger, and it was delightful. I will definitely do that again. But the burger came out pretty quick. My fat ass destroyed the entire thing. There was no internet service in there. There was no 5G service down in the little hole whatsoever. So I didn't get to do any of the research on the trip home that I wanted to do. Didn't get to see how far away it was from Mount Scott. And I just decided not to go ahead and go up to the top of the mountain because I didn't know how far away I was for sure. I knew it was right there, but does the road go right there, basically, is what I was wondering. So I'm just turning around and going back the same way I came until I see a different route that I might be able to take. This ought to be Apache, I think. Yep, this is Apache. We'll find a sign here that says go this way for some other route, and we'll do that. So this is Highway 62, and coming up is Highway 19 if we keep going straight. No matter where that goes, I'm going that way. I don't like to ride the same way twice, unless it's back and forth to work. And I hate interstates, unless it's getting late. Cyril 9 Chickasha 31. This will work. Well, this is my official first time in Cyril, Oklahoma. Looks like just about every other small town in Oklahoma so far. Home of the Pirates. Yarg. Yep, they got a cute little downtown area down there. Looks like it's probably mostly shut down. Unfortunate. Curves in the road are so few and far between in Oklahoma, you got to record every one of them. It's not a great curve, but it's a curve. Coming up into Cement, Oklahoma, and it's even smaller than any of the other towns that we've gone through so far. But it's got a nice little curve coming into it, so we'll record it. We ain't talking knee dragging now, boys. But it's not straight. And that's exciting in Oklahoma. Welcome to Cement, a friendly community, small in number, big at heart. Something about the outlaw Jesse James. They got a Dollar General, though. Free phones. There they are. Get your Obama phones. This is nice. Home of the Bulldogs. That could be a knee dragger. Change of plans, going through Lindsay. Seems like the right thing to do. Probably not. I don't reckon I've ever been this way before. I know I've been in Lindsay before, but not through this route. So we're going this route. Looks like it's going to be just as boring, but it's different. Another little town I've never been to, Alex, Oklahoma. Doesn't look like we were missing much. Said something about state football champs, Class B or something like that, though. Ah, okay. Proper Alex is that way. Might be a little bigger than old downtown Alex that we just went through. It's probably quite the metropolitan area. So look, as far as bad command decisions go, this was amongst the worst of them. Waze has been trying to tell me for, I don't know, 10 miles now, turn around, go back the other way. But I've just been, you know, trucking along. And it seemed like I was going south. So I checked out my compass on the bike. Because I don't know where the freaking sun's at when it's behind me. I'm going southeast. It's supposed to be going north. East-ish. Mostly north right now. And now I'm going to be going even more south with this little curve right here. But basically I'm going really far out of the way when I should have just stayed going to Chickasha. There's nothing to see in Lindsay. I knew that. Whatever. It's not about the it's the ride, you know? It's not about the length of the trip. It's the ride you got getting there. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool yourself, you're a dumbass. Anyway, I don't know how far I am from Lindsay. Oh hey, never mind. It's not that big of a deal. We're 5 minutes to 76 to Blanchard. That's a good ride. Look, you just gotta trust yourself sometimes, okay? It'll be worth it in the end. I definitely didn't gain any mileage coming this way. I lost mileage for sure. I didn't gain any scenery, but you don't know if you don't try. That was a big hole. Coming into Blanchard, Oklahoma. About the last leg of the trip without a 4-lane highway or interstate, and that's just boring. So thanks for tagging along. I hope you enjoyed my burger. I sure did. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.